Update on the Mustang. We got the frame rails are both in. I welded them both to the existing halfway point of the rear frame rails, and I also got this this trunk. What do you call this piece? It's like the bumper trunk brace, I guess. It goes along this way, and then it connects to that frame rail behind it, and behind that frame rail. And last night I started to fit this. My lighting situation really sucks. So I think, as you know, I think I've complained about my lighting situation in every video. I'll get some new lights once the paycheck comes through. This trunk pan, I had to fit it in. I had to do some modifications, and I think that's the deal with a lot of the parts you get off of like CJ Pony. Have not gotten anything off of NPD yet, or Mustangs Unlimited, but CJ Pony, I've seen a lot of reviews. A lot of people are like, oh, you know, fitment's horrible, or it fits great. And I think the main problem is they send you these stamp pieces, and of course every car is a little bit different, or not a little bit different, but every application is different. In my case, my wheel well is fine. My I think it's called a bumper bracket. I had to do a little bit of repair to it. Actually, I bought I'm not sure if you can see it, not the prettiest welds. It's my first time really MIG welding, especially on dirty metal and kind of rusted out. But I bought a new bracket, and I cut off the piece I needed, which was just I can't really get the camera on the other side, but just this side here. So I cut off the old one, which is this side, and then I cut the new piece. I cut this side of the new piece off, and just welded the new piece in, and the thing is fine. It's holding up great. And so putting this in with all that stuff in place is not easy, so I had to do some modifications. And now if these parts were not in already, like I said, the wheel well was out and that bumper bracket was out, that thing might have gone in super smooth. But no, the corner of this piece right here kept hitting the wheel well, and there's not a lot of wiggle room when you're trying to get this thing in. So I had to cut a seam here, which I'll be able to weld back. So this piece on the other side, because this thing also drops 90, so it can connect to the quarter panel, I believe, which I need to replace that too, that portion. So I cut a seam so that piece could bend a little bit, and I also had to trim off the edge here, and it has a little 90 flange lip on there, so I cut that off because this has enough metal going down, which doesn't matter. So I had to cut that all off, and then kind of just take off a slight portion of it so it could fit in, and I think it's gonna work just fine. I'm gonna do the same to the other side, and then once I'm done, I have the existing gas tank. I'm gonna drop it in here and see if it's level, see how things work. This is my first time really doing this. I made sure these were all level, so the frame rails are good, but this is, you know, I had to kind of manhandle that to get in, so hopefully I didn't bend anything. And how it sits, I'm not really sure, and this thing isn't really 100% flat. It's got some grade to it, so checking if it's level. I guess this edge over here, I can use that on the level and match it to the other side. So we're gonna play around with it some more and see how I can get this thing fitted up. But the good thing is I do have the existing gas tank, and I can see if it fits. If it fits, boom, and it's level, we're golden. I can move on to the next step. So let's get that fitted in, and then I can move to that side and hopefully be done. I'll see you in a little while. That's good. So this is the other side trunk panel. I have to do the same fabrication. I'm going to cut off this lip here, and then also cut a seam right here so this piece can bend in when I fit it into place. And the good thing is I got a welder, so who cares if I cut a seam here. I'll weld it back together. got rid of this piece because I already have on the wheel well. The wheel well extends long enough where I could weld this into place just fine. There's enough metal there. This is there in case there's no existing flange, which there is. So we're good. And I'm going to cut this a little bit. I only went down maybe 5 inches. That's enough to bend it, I believe. Should be fine. Here comes my dad. Hey, Dad. All right, let's get this thing into place. I got my flashlight. That's good. I was like, there's not enough light for me to show what's going on. So the piece is in all the way to the back. It's almost flush. The only issue now is this piece right here. It kind of hooks in a little bit, so I'm gonna need to trim off just a smidge right along that last maybe 1.5 inches or so it kind of cuts not so rapidly back in. If I can smooth it out, boom, that should work. Let's pull it back out again.